It's almost like when you have somebody over your house. If you invited me over your house, you got rules. You take your shoe off at the door, you show up at this time, whatever. If I've already been living in your house for 2 months, it's gonna be real hard for you to set boundaries and change my behavior if you just been letting me do whatever in your house for 2 months. So now that these people have kind of gotten in because of the Facebook glitch with no rules, no regulations, we didn't get their email, nothing, I feel like it's hard to retrain this group of people now and say, okay, now that you've been here 2 months, let me lay down the law. It's gonna be a whole different group. Now it's a funnel, and now I want you to buy something from me. Like,
all right. So, Natalie, tell everybody who's watching who you are and what you do.
Hey, I'm Nat Bullen. I own Unapologetic Wealth. I am a wealth identity coach, and I help people move past the old versions of themselves that kept them below their earning potential. Essentially, I give people the wealth mindset and the mechanics to be able to actually attain richness and get wealthy.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, big picture, how did you get here? Like, what, we all get to these crazy, these
Yeah.
places. Like, big, like, abridged version. Like, how did we get here? Like, how did you get here in
Yeah.
doing this type of work? Like, how did you stumble across this whole world and all that good stuff?
I feel it. I maximized all my levels. So I maximized being low income. I did everything that I was supposed to do. I went to college on scholarship. I worked 2, 3 jobs. I waited tables. I worked at call centers. I hustled really hard. I was still broke. I lost my job. I got sick. I filed bankruptcy. So you ever watch Jumanji?
Yeah.
Every level. Okay, so that was the poor level. I mastered the poor level, so then I got to advance. All right, so then I was middle class. Working at the bank. I had a good job, but it wasn't no 6-figure job. And I was unfulfilled. So they let me do 16 hours a year of volunteer work. I was doing about 200, doing free financial literacy classes so people didn't have to go through what I went through when I was broke. And then COVID hit and I couldn't do financial literacy anymore. The churches was closed, the schools was closed, the nonprofits had dried up, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep putting myself out there. Clubhouse was hot. I've been on Facebook a long time. And eventually people were like, you should really do this full time. Like, you really have a gift for talking people through how they can make more money. And I'm like, man, I'm good. I got my job, I'm straight. And then I felt capped. I didn't like that my income wasn't like the people I was helping. So I got promoted at the bank. I got securities licensed. I became a financial advisor. Now I'm managing $5, $10 million portfolios. Bro, I ain't have 50,000 in my portfolio. So I'm feeling like a poser trying to figure out why I got a license that says I'm a stockbroker, but on paper I got a negative net worth. So I said, yeah, all right, enough is enough. Let me do something. So I started Unapologetic Wealth, and I actually started off as a money coach because I thought, I'll just keep doing what I had been doing at the bank. I'll do credit and financing, but I learned most people just don't earn enough money to actually be wealthy. Like, it really is a numbers game. You have to have surplus. If you don't have discretionary income, what are we really talking about? So I pivoted into sales for a while. It was great. It was lucrative. It's definitely zone of excellence for me. And you can make a lot of money in your zone of excellence. But I feel like there's a real uniqueness to what I do. I don't know a lot of Black women that have ever been in wealth management. I know even fewer that have been in wealth management and commission only sales, where if you don't sell, you don't eat. And so I feel like the cross section of my skill set is really important. And the people that I help are really important. Bottom line, I help good people have more money in their pocket. And I think that makes the world better for all of us, especially in volatile times such as these.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, before we dive in, and I agree with all that stuff you said. You already know I'm a big fan. So, what I'm hearing you say, right? You need to have discretionary income to build wealth / passive income. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm glad you said, I wanted to just pause that for a second, because a lot of times people are trying to jump a level.
Shortcut.
Like,
yeah.
Trying to jump straight to passive income.
Yeah. You got to have active income first.
Or discretionary. Because you got to have active income. Yeah. Then from the active income, you got to have discretionary income. It's two different things. And then you have the potential to build passive. Is that what I'm hearing?
The potential, yes. The potential to build passive is a lot. It's a lot of levels. So I'll meet people with no discretionary income, no savings, and a business is in the red, and they're like, teach me crypto and NFT and options and futures.
Passive income.
And I'm like, why would you buy futures and options and you don't even know what the equity is? Like, let's back all the way up. And if stocks are sexy, I get it. But if you don't have savings, what you think is gonna happen when the stock market go down and you broke and you need your cash? You see what I mean? Like there's an order of operations to wealth. 100%. There's an order of operations. And the foundational stuff is not sexy, but it's absolutely mandatory. You cannot just jump over it. It's why I don't teach straight wealth mechanics, because I could just be a person who teaches people exactly how to invest and do these things. But like, if you don't have a defensive, not just defensive portfolio, but a defensive mindset, you're like me. You always thinking about the things that could rob you of your wealth. Not being healthy, not sleeping enough, not taking good care of your wife and your family. They leave you, right? You always thinking about how to defend what you've built. A lot of people aren't defensive in that way. Right. I got a moat around my wealth. It's got alligators in it. I got barbed wire, fence, security, armor, the whole nine. You're not getting to it. And that's savings, and that's mindset. That's being optimistic. If you're a pessimist, you'll probably never get wealthy. Like, there's so much mental game involved. So I'm so proud, like, of myself for like stepping fully into like what it takes for people. But you're absolutely right. You cannot go from 0 to 100. Like, we're not the Trumps. We didn't start our businesses with a small loan of $1 million from our family. If you're the first rich person in your family, you got to take it one step at a time. You can't leapfrog if nobody before you has done this yet in your lineage.
I agree. I love it. I love it. Perfect.
You're probably like, whoa, Marquel, slow down. If you're enjoying the show so far, you may be wondering, how do you actually become a guest? Now, this isn't a platform where anybody can just get on. You gotta be in a specific area of your business where we can really do a solid deep dive. If you wanna be a guest on an upcoming episode, all you gotta do is go to strategicscaleguest.com. strategicscaleguest.com. There is an application process, so go over there, answer a couple simple questions, watch the quick video that I have there, answer a couple questions, and if you meet the criteria, our team will reach out to you and we'll get it scheduled, and we can figure out if you're going to come to our office where we do a deep dive, or we come to your office. So go ahead, strategicscaleguest.com. Let's get back into the show.
So where are we now in the business? Where are we looking to go? So, and then we're going to shift into what's the biggest scale constraint that we can fix today.
Yeah.
To catapult you to where we're looking to go.
We're mid 6 figures. Okay. We're projected, if things just go the way they go, we don't do no improvements, we just live life, we'll do 400,000 top line revenue this year.
Cool. Good stuff. And then where are we, what's our, so you said if we don't make any improvements, that's there. So where do we want to go? Where are we looking to go? What's beyond that?
Oh, I would love to have $1 million a year.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. I love it. I like that talk.
Yeah, so that's what I want.
What would you say, Nat? If you were to say, all right, Marquel, if we walk away from this conversation, this session with this will be totally worth it, total game changer for me in the business.
I'd love to talk through Cashmere Club, the new membership, because it's got scale potential and MRR potential, okay, which is something I've never really had in my company before.
Okay, let's do it then. Let's do it. So let's talk through it.
Cool. Cashmere Club is very different for me because it's not a coaching program. There's no coaching involved. It's kind of like Chief, except you don't have to be a C-suite executive. Mm-hmm. It's a private membership club, social club, up-level your peer circle club. I went out looking for a replacement for a program that I had been in. That was a coaching program, but I didn't use any of the coaching materials. I didn't come to the coaching calls. I didn't want to be coached. I just wanted the network that I got from it. True lifelong friends. And when I got out that program, I spent years looking for something. Couldn't find nothing. And you know how they say, if you can't find it, maybe you need to build it. So I did some market research and found that there was a lot of people looking for this kind of outlet. They coached out. They're people who already got money. They're affluent. And they don't want to be in those little luxury Facebook groups where they talking about, is Shein luxury? Yeah. It's Target luxury. And they arguing about how having running water is luxurious. You know what I'm saying? We didn't want to do that. So launched it. We just closed doors. We have 25 people in it. Nice. Which I feel great about, because anytime you launch something new, you wonder, is it going to work out? But what I feel empowered about, one, it's not the Natalie show. It uses one of the things I'm great at, which is attracting a lot of dope people based on my influence. But it doesn't become, if Natalie doesn't run the call or if Natalie's framework doesn't work for me, then I don't see value in this program. As long as people show up and they meet other dope individuals, they get value in the program. So as long as we can keep attracting dope people, we got a home run. So that's the long and short. Right now, we only opened it up annually because I wanted to make sure I had ride or die, like really built in people from the jump. So it's 2000 for a year right now.
Okay.
Doors are closed. We'll reopen them closer to Mother's Day, at which point I'm open to a quarterly arrangement of some sort, you know, a more standard type of payment arrangement. But that's where we're at now. Really, really brand new, but people who are really bought in, who committed to a year, who we've got upsell potential, of course, to either come to the live event, etc. But who are really thriving in the group. I'd love to end the year with 100 people in Cashmere Club.
Okay, cool. All right, perfect. So what would you say? What would you say is the, I guess, the biggest constraint, for the lack of a better term, that we can dig into?
I think the biggest constraint is limited marketing and that it's for a specific type person. So one, most of my sales come from organic Facebook posts, which, as you know, is hit or miss. Some people see it, some people don't see it. You know, everybody says, oh, just email, just email. But email is not a visibility platform, right? You got to do something to get people on the email list. So those aren't apples to apples. Yep. Like you can't move from Facebook to email. You got to move from Facebook to something else. So I think that's one, is that it's organic only. I think the second constraint is that you've got to be high income to qualify. You got to have not revenue, 6-figure personal income. So higher than median income, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 per year in your bank account, in your house. So that excludes a lot of people who would have wanted to get in it. They can't qualify to get in it financially. So there's a constraint just because of what I chose. I wanted this to be a space for affluent women.
Good. So it's for affluent women.
Yeah. The way we're selling it, because people don't know, you know, affluent is not really a common word. We're selling this high income or high net worth.
Makes sense. And you already got 25 of the 100. So the target is 75 more.
Yeah.
Cool. And you said you're going to open it again in around Mother's Day.
Yeah, like late April, first week of May. Okay. Give myself a little time to figure out what I'm going to do with it.
So how many are you looking to get when you open it back up?
Well, if we did this 4 times a year and got 25 in it each time, that could make math easy. Okay. So I'd be happy getting 25 more people in it.
So 25. Then when would you open it
again? We tend to have real strong summer sales, maybe July.
Okay, July, 25 more.
Or August, yeah. And then maybe a holiday push, New Year, new me. Holiday probably like November, because you know everybody don't have a warm fuzzy family to go home to for Christmas. We could be a family type joint. Might pull that as a campaign.
I like. So all right, cool. So let's say and the last 25 you brought on, you did on a webinar?
Nah, just post.
Just post.
Yeah, we ain't do no kind of conversion event for them. Just post on Facebook. You know, I have a love-hate with conversion events. I'll tell you the truth. I can get people to come and I can get people to pay, right? But the conversions are always low. And most of the people who buy didn't come to the conversion event. Meaning my people don't want to sit through the event. They just want to buy the offer. So they will skip the event and buy the offer after the offer becomes public after the conversion event. So for that reason, we've stopped having technical conversion events until I can figure out either what is a better type of event for the way my people buy, or do we need to even be having them at all if our people buy without coming to them?
What's the ideal sales model for you? Do you enjoy conversion events, or would you rather like a different type of sales model?
I enjoy them when they work. So yeah, if we get them to work, because I'm great on camera.
Right.
So yeah, that would actually be my preference, but I don't want to have them just to say that I'm having them.
So what style have you done before? Like what's kind of been your model before?
Used to do paid masterclass always. Every time we had a new offer, every single time. This might be the first, maybe second offer that we didn't do paid masterclass. Last time I had a paid masterclass, we had about 100 people pay $99. Mm-hmm. We had about 80 of those 100 show up, which my show up rates are always crazy live. Maybe because it's paid, maybe because I just worry people to death. I don't know. But of that, maybe 3 or 4 bought out of that 100 who paid. And then we had maybe 12 more who didn't come to the masterclass who also paid.
Got it. And how did they pay? They just reached out to you via DM?
Well, by then the link was up, right? Because like after the conversion event, it'll be on the site or the link will be on Facebook. So they'll like find it. Some of them DM me like, hey, just let me know when you put the link out. I know I want to join. I'm like, oh, okay, bet. You coming to the masterclass? Nah, I'm good. I know I'm going to join.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that's good because you got so much goodwill already. People are just ready to buy anyway.
That's it. They're ready to buy. Like they feel like it's a formality. Like the people, because I did some research. I went back to the 3 people who came to the masterclass. And I said, hey, did the masterclass influence you to buy? Only one of them said yes. The other 2 said no. I already knew I was going to buy it. I just bought the masterclass to support you.
Got it.
So basically it was like a $99 tip. Like I just signed up because it was you, but I knew I was going to buy it before I even showed up to the class. So I was like, well, then my class ain't doing what it need to do. The point of the class.
That makes sense.
But maybe we don't need it. Like maybe the kind of person that I actually want in the program is more time strapped. Like maybe they value their 90 minutes more than they value whatever they think they're going to learn in the masterclass. I don't know.
Do you want so all right, so those individuals, so you said you had 3 that bought live and then 12 that bought
12 that bought outside of the event.
Outside of the event. Okay.
Yeah.
And then all 15, so the 3 that was on live, you just dropped the link and they went and signed up, and then the 12 sent you them, right? Or they just kind of found the link?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I know, right?
Interesting. So, all right, perfect. So we got that, and then and then how many in your Facebook group right now? Because your Facebook group lit.
Oh, Facebook group crazy. 4,600.
And I know
that
your whole model.
Yeah.
So when they join the group, are you getting those on emails? Are you getting those emails, or are you just letting people in the regular way, or like what's?
No.
Because I remember I saw you posting. You was like, "Well, this ain't like a funnel, so we're not creating conversation."
Nah. Because you know what? You know what started the nightmare with my email list? A free Facebook group. Because everybody that I was getting emails from was from the group. And I've spent years purging those people out of my group. I only want people on my list who want to be on my list. So right now we got a list. It's small. It's 1,600 people. But it's either people who have bought or people who've come to masterclasses or people who've taken the quiz. Like we know something about them. You know what I mean? My problem with Facebook group, a lot of these people are just in here to be nosy because the group blew up. Like they really have no interest in buying anything from me. They're also not like financially qualified. Like one thing that it's not a bad thing about my business. It's just something I've had to realize. 2/3 of my audience is below 6 figures in revenue. I really don't have a funnel or suite of offers for that person.
Makes sense.
By and large. So below 6 figures. Right. So Cashmere Club, you got to be above 6-figure personal income. Yeah. Any of my coaching programs, you got to be above 6 figures in revenue for me to be effective. Other than maybe the Ascension Challenge, there's really no place for those people to go. So I think if we had a different kind of offer suite, like if we had somewhere for them to go, I'd be like, all right, bet, put all 4,600 of those people on the list. But at this point, like I could funnelize the group, but I don't really have the bandwidth to run it. And I feel like if you're going to have a group that's a funnel, you need to have somebody on top of it, somebody DMing people. You know what I mean? Like it needs to be set up that way. And like, it's almost like when you have somebody over your house. If you invited me over your house, you got rules. You take your shoe off at the door, you show up at this time, whatever. If I've already been living in your house for 2 months, it's going to be real hard for you to set boundaries and change my behavior if you just been letting me do whatever in your house for 2 months. So now that these people have kind of gotten in because of the Facebook glitch with no rules, no regulations, we didn't get their email, nothing. I feel like it's hard to retrain this group of people now and say, okay, now that you've been here 2 months, let me lay down the law. It's gonna be a whole different group. Now it's a funnel, and now I want you to buy something from me. Like,
yeah, now I like how you got it set up actually. So all right,
yeah.
So here's my question. So I know you said you're gonna officially open it March, April. Can people reach out if people want to say, hey, I want to lock in my spot coming up? Can they? Would you allow that?
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm into that.
You would do that? Because here's why I asked, right?
Especially if they're like a referral, because we got the members that can refer people. Yep. So basically like a backdoor pass, like a VIP pass. So if you're affiliated with somebody who already in the club and they vouch for you, yeah, you can get in anytime.
Hey, what's up? Real quick, if you're watching this episode, which you clearly are, and you're like, okay, this is amazing. If you're a business owner right now watching this and you're making $30K to $100K per month at least, or you're making $1 million or $5 million and you're looking to get to 10, 15, 20 million and beyond, and you're like, how do I strategically scale my business without burning out and without sacrificing the thing that matters, all the things that matters, I actually put together a special bonus gift for podcast listeners only. So if you go to strategicscalegift.com, that's strategicscalegift.com. We're going to hook you up with some tools, some strategies, some systems that you can apply into your business immediately to help you strategically scale your business without burning out so you can impact more people and scale to the $1 million business, to the $1 million mark and beyond. Go get that right now, strategicscalegift.com, and let's get back to the show.
Do you already got a wait list for March, April?
Yeah.
How many people you got on there?
75.
So when they fill out, all right, so what's the link they go to get on the wait list? Do you got it?
Waitlist is a form. Let me get that for you. Okay. Actually, ought to be on my site. You know what? You give me a good opportunity to make sure that what I intended with my team actually happened. Yeah, I sure do. Hold on. I got a URL for you. I'm dropping that in the chat. There you go.
All right, let me pull up because I'm looking at it, but it's not on the screen. All right, cool. So they go here. Boom. So, all right, let's go through. I want to check this out.
Yeah. It's real basic. Yeah, it's just enough information for us to put them on a wait list. In terms of how they learned this wait list existed, social media. We sent out emails too, but 99% of the people who got on this wait list. Now, we are talking about it on podcasts, and we're going to update my podcast funnel when I'm a guest on people's podcasts to highlight this. So we should have more traffic coming, like more diversity of traffic coming soon.
Make a note that it look like this button at the bottom, it's not letting me choose one down here.
Okay. I'll check on it. There's people on the list, so I don't know how they're getting on it, but this is a new form. So now I'm just like, okay. I'll
yeah, I don't know.
I'll get my OBM on that.
You got the thank you page? Like when I fill this out, what does the thank you page say?
Thank you. thank you for we've registered your interest, something like that.
Perfect. So now here's a thought, right? Here's a thought that one thing that we could do, like when they fill this out and we turn it into like an evergreen wait list, right? So they go on the page, we position it, hey, this is who this is for. You need to be at XYZ. This isn't cheap. It's not crazy expensive either, but it's also not cheap. That's why it's only for this, and here's the reason why. If you want to get on the wait list, we only open at XYZ, but we essentially do make we can figure out the messaging. We do make some exceptions around it, right? And you will know about that on the next page. So when they fill that out, on the next page, we can have it set up where it's like, congratulations, hey, you're on the waiting list. However, we only open up X amount of spots every quarter. However, if you want to jump ahead of the wait list, here's what to do. And then we can figure out some type of thing to like further qualify them, right? Because right now on that page, I know it's name, email, phone number, and then do you want to be on the list? At what point do we begin to like qualify them in terms of revenue and stuff like that?
The application, when the doors are actually open.
The doors are actually open. Perfect. So maybe on that second page, Now we then say, hey, if you want to jump ahead of the waiting list and get your spot locked in sooner, because from time to time we do let people in sooner, your next step is to do XYZ. And now that may look like,
I hadn't figured that out. Like, I'm just not much of a form person. Like, tech is my nemesis because I hate having wait lists. I'll be honest with you. I know they're important, but I hate having them because when people fill out this wait list, they think they've applied. So then trying to get them to apply too is confusing. If you get a wait list and you don't get any information on them at all, I feel like you just wasted your time. Like, some people's wait list is literally just first name and email address. But I have found that when I get waitlist people who don't have any skin in the game, they haven't told us anything about themselves, those people don't convert at the same percentage. Like, we got a large number of this waitlist to convert. And I think it's because we gave them more information up front and they gave us more information up front. So they were more bought in. But I do like that kind of back door. Do you want to go ahead and apply now? That's cool. Like, that's an easy thing from a tech perspective.
Yeah, for sure. So now it's like, hey, get on the wait list. Congratulations, you are. And now you can do this one or two ways. Since we know you great on video, we can have this typed out in messaging, or you can literally be a video of you on that thank you page, where it's like, hey, congratulations, you're on the wait list. One of the things I hate about wait lists is sometimes people get on wait lists and they think they've applied. And like I told you on the last page, this program isn't for everybody. It's application only, and you have to be accepted, right? And that's not like no fake scarcity stuff. So since you're now
that's true.
You're officially on the wait list, yes. However, if you want to jump ahead of the other people who are just curious, people just normally jump on wait lists just to be curious. But if you're somebody who's serious and you really want to be a part of this, click on the button below or fill out the form below to officially apply. And then my team and I will review your application. And if it's a fit, we'll reach out to you to see if you want to grab a spot before we open the doors.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's easy enough to do.
Because even on the application, now it's real simple. It's like, hey, revenue goal, this isn't you asking all those qualifying criteria. Right. And then those who reaching out to you, then it's a matter of you, somebody on the team.
They're way more motivated. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I like that.
And then you easily get them enrolled without really like a conversation for real. Because now, even if you're getting, because $25 a quarter, that's about $8 a month. So it's technically about $2 a week.
Right. Yeah, so we could not start on zero, because that's always the thing about anytime you got a launch model. Because even if you're not doing a conversion event, you got open, close cart.
Yep.
It would be nice to not be like, okay, in April, we got to get 25 people, because if we don't,
because now it's even stronger, right? Because now it's even stronger. Because, like, let's say we implement this, and then now when April comes and you drop it and you like, look, y'all, I'm officially opening this thing up. We only got 5 spots.
Right. We only got so many left. Because, like, this ain't one of them however many people want to pay, get in type thing. Like, I want to preserve the integrity of the group. Like, the group is solid. They gel. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the right caliber of person.
That's on brand for you. So it's
it's the right caliber person. It's not like
it's only 5 spots. People know, all right, Nat don't play. This ain't fake scarcity.
Nah, for real.
Got 5
yeah, spots. Nat ain't. It's funny. I had a program once, and I said, I was like, I'm only letting 10 people in, and a chick got in, whatever, and she looked around. She was like, it's really only like 9 people in here. I was like, nah, I'm dead serious. I don't oversell programs.
So now let's say we do that. Well, I'm calling it an evergreen wait list, right?
Yeah.
So now when they come through, it's kind of like an evergreen wait list application funnel type thing. We just kind of, I think this is gonna be cool. So now they go through, they apply. It's an easy sale because they already sold themselves on the program by filling out this application. And then now when you officially open it up, you got 3 or 4 spots left because you done already kind of hit a lot of the numbers. And then because it's so exclusive, now you've already began to build the wait list in the group for the next 25. Does that make sense?
I agree with that.
Because now you didn't.
Now let me ask you this, because you a funnel person.
Go ahead.
You a funnel person, so let me ask you this. I've never used like an actual funnel software. Like, this is just my actual website. That page you went to, that's an Elementor WordPress page that's just got a jot form embedded in it.
Yep.
And with a thank you page that could be rerouted Like obviously, like the job form page is not going to do what we needed to do, but we can reroute it to a page that does. Are you using particular software for all of this kind of stuff that like loops people into these evergreen funnels, like deadline funnel or whatever?
So you should literally, so like, all right, so with job form, you can redirect, right?
Yeah, but where are we redirecting them to?
So we just
My
go
struggle with tech is I don't know what to tell people to build for me.
got it. So, all right, so here's what we're going to, I'm so glad you said that. So here's what we're going to do. And we can actually just show your tech person this. Hold on one second. So,
Yeah, you get my point. Like, because I got a
100%.
person that can build whatever, but she gonna be
100%.
like, "What you want me to build?" And I'm like,
I got you. So tech person who's watching this is what we want you to build. So we want individuals to go to this page. When they go here, they read the copy, they go down, they fill out the thing, right? Once they fill this out, we want them to go over here and say, "Congrats, you're on the wait list." I'm gonna just abbreviate it.
okay,
Watch this quick video from Nat for your next steps.
yeah,
For your next steps and details to jump ahead on the wait
yeah,
list.
to jump the line, yeah,
That's
yeah,
the word I'm looking for. Jump the line.
yeah. I like that.
Boom.
Yeah,
So now, tech person, this gonna be the headline. Right underneath that, we're gonna have a video. Nat gonna be on there doing her thing. Hey, what's up? Nat Bullen here. Congratulations, you're on the wait list. Here's the thing I hate about wait lists. And then you do your one too.
yeah,
And now, as you already know, as I said on the page, if you read, this ain't for everybody. It's very exclusive. We only open it up once a quarter, and we keep limited spots. However, what we decide to do is for those who are serious, we give you an opportunity to jump the line. How you jump the line is there's going to be a button below this video or a form below this video. Fill out the form below in detail. If you have fill it out, you're automatically disqualified and removed from the wait list. So if you're not going to fill it out, don't even begin. But if you're
right,
serious, go ahead and fill out the form below, answer some questions to let us know that you want to jump ahead and jump right into the Cashmere Club. And if once we review your application, we're very picky about who we let in. So once we review it and it seems like it's a fit, then either me or somebody on my team will reach out to you with all the details and the link to enroll. So we don't do sales calls for this, or we don't do anything crazy.
right,
Because it's a high level group. You don't need that type of thing, right? It's not cheap. It's
yeah,
not crazy expensive. It's just right at the right point for
right,
people who are committed to be locked in, and then if to also keep the freebie seekers, at bay. So go ahead, fill out the form below. Soon as you complete it, you'll get another video just telling you congratulations, it was submitted, or another page that says congratulations, it was submitted. And then typically in about 48 to 72 hours after we review your application, myself or my team will actually reach out to you with the details and the link to enroll. So go ahead, do that right now. And, I'm looking forward to speaking to you soon. Make sense?
yeah.
So tech person.
I like that.
It's real simple. So tech person, you can literally almost duplicate this page, right? You can literally duplicate this page, and then at the top of the page, have this part as the headline.
Right, in that size font, yeah.
In that size
For
font,
the next
and then right
center,
underneath it, right underneath it, the video will be right there, and then another form that looked like this is right below the video.
Right, but just the application, which that
simple.
form already exists. Yeah.
Bingo. So literally that simple. It's be the same form with just different questions.
Right, exactly. Because these are just preliminary, make sure you a real person questions, but we got like a couple income. What can you bring to the club? What are you expecting? Just so we can make sure. Because if people write stuff like, "Oh, I need you to fix my funnel, my marketing, my this and my that," yeah, that's not the right program. So I want to make sure they understand what it is and that I feel like they fit with the people we already have. But yeah, that's dope.
And then how we can really level this thing up is like once they fill out that second form, tech person, we can create one more confirmation page where it's literally like, hey, congratulations, you got your application submitted in. As I said, it's gonna be 48 to 72 hours, either me or somebody on my team. I'll reach out to you. Obviously, if this on the weekend or whatever, it's probably gonna be a little bit longer. However, if you were somebody who's like, listen, I want in right now, shoot a text to my admin or shoot a text to my blah blah blah. So there's just like another hoop, right? Shoot a text.
We actually thinking about bringing on a growth person. You remember I messaged you about that. So like that would actually be great because I'm gonna have somebody to work those leads.
Yep. So you can
really soon.
Like, hey, shoot us a text right now. Here's the phone number. This ain't an automated text message. This is like a real person. So don't be on their phone. But shoot a text message. If you're seeing this at night, they'll probably get back with you tomorrow. Or we get a lot of people that want to work with us. So give it 40 to 72 hours. But text this number and say, hey, I'm ready to join the Cashmere Club. And they'll get you the link to join. They'll review your application. They'll bump your application up, right? Because obviously you're serious. So they'll bump your application up, review it, make sure it's a fit. And then if it's a fit, then they'll get you the link and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So now it's more of a, so now you literally got an evergreen waitlist. And the way you roll, you got the positioning and to easily be able to do it. Everybody couldn't pull this type of thing off, but you got the positioning to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? So like, for example, when you do a live masterclass or you do a podcast, I know you've been on a nice podcast run. Whenever you're doing stuff, like your whole thing is, they're like, hey, Nat, how can people work with you? And he's like, well, be honest with you, we got the Cashmere Club. It's waitlist. It's waitlisted right now. However, if you're boom, go over there and jump on the waitlist. And then once we open up, we'll reach out to you. So now when they go join the waitlist, now they go through the whole process. So when you do your live streams, same thing. Hey, listen, y'all, I don't got nothing to sell y'all right now because Cashmere Club is actually in waitlist mode, so it's closed. However, if you want to go get on the waitlist, go to XYZ and go get on the waitlist. And then when they get on the waitlist, now they go through this process. So all your traffic is now, but I wouldn't say all your traffic, but all the traffic you want to go there is like going through this waitlist, but it's literally an evergreen funnelized process.
Yeah. No, that's dope.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I see your wheels turning. What questions you got?
No, I always be thinking about how I can make more money. So, my brain was real excited there for a minute. Let me ask you this while I got you. So this has been a sticking point for me. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna exit coaching because that's not real, but I like the angle that I can use my network. Like people will pay for access to people I know, not just access to my brain and my time, right? But a lot of the people who are going to join Cashmere Club, who are already in Cashmere Club, could benefit from some of the other services that I do around wealth and wealth mindset because they're already affluent. They're exactly who I want, right, to be working with. But normally my pages, we have upsells, right? We'll upsell you. Oh, you coming to this, buy the live event. You coming to that, do this. You doing this. But that's because they were all the same class of program. With a program like this that is networking, not so much coaching, I haven't figured out what the best, like the smartest way to be like, how can I upsell these people? Now the application does ask, are you interested in coaching or other services by UW? And that's been starting some conversations. But I wonder if there's not a more streamlined way or a more logical next step. Because, I sell high ticket. $2,500 a year is cool. But like from a client lifetime value perspective, that's not a large number. So I've been thinking about how can I maximize my CLTV on people in Cashmere Club without turning it into, damn, I got in this club to make friends. And now every time I turn around, Nat trying to sell me something else.
Yeah. So I got two things. So when they say, are you open to new programs, other programs that UW provides, and they say yes, what happens there? Is there anything, does that unlock, what happens? Does that trigger any kind of?
They're getting an email with either how to come to the live event discounted, or like Premier, like, hey, Cashmere Club people are getting like special shout out, like special treatment. So definitely come to the live event or into my private coaching funnel, which starts with basically a paid consultation. We just don't call it that, but like the gateway into private coaching or the gateway into coming to the live event.
Cool. So take me through what's the other offers? So we got Cashmere Club.
Yeah. The live event, the conference in Atlanta in September.
What's the dates in September?
17th through the 19th.
Yeah, send me that because I want to come support.
Yeah, that would be a blessing.
Okay, cool.
17 through 19 in Atlanta, perimeter area. And then
So you got your event, you got the Cashmere Club, you got the event. How much is the event?
Yeah. $6.99 regular, $11.99 VIP, which I think is sold out, and then Pinnacle, which is $2,500. Pinnacle gets some private time with me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure this $11.99 VIP is sold out, but I have to double check. So that's that. My private coaching, I used to have way too many entry points. Some people would book a free sales call for 30 minutes. Some people would book a paid consult for 30 minutes. Some people would do a VIP day that was 5K, right? And I had a lot of confusion, a lot of funnels. It was frustrating. So we streamlined things to one call. You can start working with me. It's 90 minutes. It's $1,500.
Okay.
And then in this call, we figure out your internal blocks, your external blocks, kind of like what you're doing with me, and then your next best step. Because you know I'm really good at getting people. No, don't try to get 20 steps ahead. What's your next step? Right. So then they can decide, do they want to work with me for 30 days, which is 7,500, or do they want to work with me for 6 months, which is 30K. Right. And we've had that process work. We've had 2 people lock in to that from a paid consult into 6 months of coaching.
Got it.
So that replaces this kind of free sales call situation because nobody really books those anymore anyway.
Do your Cashmere Club members, do they get like an onboarding call?
Not presently, but I'm open to it.
So I think that would be a great opportunity either from you. Probably, I know you say you're bringing on somebody who can handle those calls, but so like you could literally have, when they come on board, one of the bonuses they get is an onboarding call, and then during that onboarding call, that's where the person who's having a conversation with them can kind of discover if there are some other blocks, and really help them get onboarded like a legit customer service frame, not like a sneak sales call, but literally like, hey,
no, I know what you're talking about.
Like legit onboarding, and then on there, it's like, hey, look, I'm based on what I'm hearing, I hear this, and the third. Here's some growth opportunities. Nat actually takes on a few clients to actually help do that. Like, are you open to having an additional, an initial like game planning call with Nat?
Right.
Explore some of that. She normally does 90 minutes. And with Cashmere Club members, we can actually get you in for 1,500 or whatever, right?
If
there's something interesting.
And they get a special rate, Cashmere Club. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, it's normally 1,500 for 90 minutes with Nat, but we'll get you.
There's 1,000.
If you want to do it now, we can just do it for 1,000, and I can get you scheduled right away. And then on that call, you start to talk about those.
Because at that point, I got it. And like people who will pay to get on the phone with you the first time typically will carry on. Mm-hmm. But like this keeps me from, I done got somebody in 6 months of coaching and they played me on the sales call and I ain't really know what I needed to know. Mm-hmm. Right. So that keeps them from feeling like they don't know me. It keeps me from feeling like I don't know them.
Yep. Because if you get,
I like that.
Because if we go for 200 for the year, I think you said 100 for the year. How many you said you want to get a year? 100, right?
I'm about to say you just said 200 now.
Right.
In my mind,
I done changed the numbers up. So yes,
you always do that. Huh? That's what you always,
I always do that. I think it's my default. I ain't even do it intentionally.
Nah, you be tripping, man. But listen, I'm not gonna be mad at it. Well, here's the thing. I feel like, and this is something I've had to overcome, like my own mindset, right? I like to be like, well, conservatively, this is gonna do this, so I'm gonna invest this much, and that's gonna make sense. But sometimes you have to front load an expense. And what I'm really thinking about myself right now is if this is the flagship that I decide, I want this to be, this is the place, right? This is kind of what I want the Facebook group to be. Like, this is a group of buyers. This is a group of the best representatives that UW has in terms of the magic that we do for people. Yep. Then, like you said, having this be, no, we're going to onboard you. We're going to take real good care of you. We're going to roll out the red carpet for you. If you ever have any needs or concerns, we got you. And pay somebody to, like you said, really get an affinity going for people. It also like increases the value anytime you like, no, we're going to welcome you in. We're going to show you around. Yep. You know,
and it can literally be like, since it's the Cashmere Club, like this person could literally be your concierge. It's like, hey, congratulations.
Yeah, we thought about it.
Go ahead and schedule a call with your Cashmere concierge, so that way.
I just didn't know if it was enough people in it to warrant it, anytime I talk to people who are like concierge stuff, they're running groups of like hundreds of people.
Now you can do it. You can. I think and a lot of times they're not legit concierges though, right? Sometimes some people are, some people aren't. But I think you don't need a lot of people because it's more like, it's kind of like, I look at it like if you go to a high end resort, you get like a butler service, right? So it's kind of like that vibe. So it's like high touch. Here's your person. Whatever you need, we got you. Even if it's a resource you need that's not in the community, we can. You got a solid Rolodex. So it's like you might get on a call with somebody for that session, and what they need might be not something that you directly provide, but you so plugged in. You like, hey, I got some strategic partnerships that I can bring in to help you with that, and then now you got some other revenue streams coming in from services that you don't even got to deliver on, just because you have the network for it, and they're vetted already. I mean, it ain't nothing. People will pay for access, and of course, for access to a vetted network, because so many people claim to be this, and the third, but they're not.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and people will say vetted, but then when you try to get in, they're not getting any data or documents from people. Yep. They don't have people filling out an application. No, they don't have, you know what I mean? Like they're driving traffic to a sales page. And I'm like, if you're driving traffic to a sales page, there was no vetting that happened.
There's no vetting.
There's no vetting.
Because most people ain't finna just refund everybody. Like, they'll say that.
Right. Like, they'll say they're going to do that, but they're not actually doing that. And like me, like I'm real particular. Like I would rather the club be small, but be legit. Yeah. And everybody who joined, like when we did the first couple, we did a welcome call and introduce yourself and let's learn about you. Bro, I was blown away. Mm-hmm. I'm talking like deca millionaires, people who deep in real estate, who on a 6th, 7th, 8th business, and 2 of them grandparents. They look like they 40s. I'm like, you had a kid when you was 12. How you look good like this? Like the skincare routine, you know what I'm saying? Travel and stuff. Like it's a pure group of folks who like get it. And we always talk about how it's lonely at the top. The more money you make, that can happen. And very few people target the top of the market because it's less people up there. So all the competition is at the bottom. So I was like, you know what? This might actually be smart. Like if anything, I might take it more elite.
I mean, that's what a market is. The market is like people want more depth and more connection. Like people don't want to be bunched in where they're just a number. So I think you're actually ahead of the game for sure, because it's not a volume thing. It's like a high quality. Because these individuals, they're going to come in and rock with you for 5-10 years, because the group is going to get more and more valuable. So just the LTV on your front end going to be like 10,000, because they're going to come in and be in there at least 5 years. And on the back end opportunities.
That's why we did annual only. Do you think we ought to change that? Because we had a lot of people who was just like, I want to get in it, but I don't know if I'm going to commit whatever for a year. And like, usually a year of something with me is 5 figures. Yeah, I'm like, okay, maybe that's a money thing.
No, I like the upfront commitment, because now you got people who.
But I like the upfront commitment.
Yeah, I like that. I like how you doing it, because like you say, it's $2,000. It's $2,000. It's like, I mean, even if you don't plug into everything and you just plugged in for 1 month, it's still valuable.
Then you still got value, right? It's been running a month and a half. People already. You should see them. They already make connections, got their little coffee chats. They meeting in each other's cities and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, my goal is for us to have like an annual retreat, like an add-on, or either like a VIP tier, like an annual kind of bougie girl retreat. We do it at St. Regis, somewhere nice, or rent a really nice Airbnb, had a butler and a massage and all that come. Cause like these women, they'll pay that. And like we all trying to get away and we not trying to talk business. Like, I don't know if men do this, but when women have retreats, bro, they pull out a whole conference agenda. You be up at 7 in the morning, you still be up at 7 at night. I'm like, bro, there's nothing relaxing about this. Like, I wanted to leave my house and do nothing. You trying to like change me to a whole nother person. So we've got a lot of interest already. Like we got like an interest list in people who already want the retreat. Mm-hmm. We just got to like make it happen and figure out when we're going to do it and decide whether that's going to be like a tier, like there's a VIP tier that includes it. Or whether we just gonna make it open to everybody and just let them pay like a extra fee. Because I feel like that'll really cement things too. Because once you meet people in person, it's different. Like virtual, it's easy to disconnect. It's easy to miss the calls. It's easy to fall off. 6 months after you pay an annual fee, you forgot you paid it. Mm-hmm. Exactly. 3 months after you pay the annual fee, you forget you paid it. Mm-hmm. But if you meet people in person, y'all broke bread, y'all slept in the same house or at the same resort, you don't forget those people. 100%. So that's really where I feel like our biggest growth vertical is making sure people have an opportunity to meet. And as it gets bigger, there'll be more overlap in the cities. So it'll be easier for people to create those kind of connections, like peer led. Yeah. So this gave me a lot to think about. I appreciate it.
That's good. That's good. Okay, perfect. So what would you say action steps wise coming off here?
I'm gonna reach out to my CTO and record the video and make sure she can get that page. Even the waitlist page, like it's not a bad page, but if you landed on that page without having followed me on Facebook for a while, you're gonna have a lot of gaps. Yeah. So I'm gonna audit that page with my copywriter and be like, hey, if a cold person landed on this, or maybe not cold, maybe like heard you on a podcast, or my best friend told me to follow you, that kind of person, like a brand new to me person. Yeah. Would they get enough information on this page to understand that this is an elite network for high income and high net worth women? Exactly. And if the answer is no, tweak the copy. So we're going to tweak the copy, get that second page up where people can skip the line, figure out why that form wouldn't let you submit, because it wouldn't let me submit either. But it's weird because there's people on the wait list. So I know at some point that form works. I don't know what broke in it. So I appreciate you testing that for me. And then getting a date on the books where I can commit to. I'm vetting a couple people, but figuring out what the role of this person is. Are they mainly concierge? Are they mainly community manager running the calls? Are they mainly in charge of growth and growing the program? Like someone's got to own growth, and it feels like that probably shouldn't be me. Yeah. But people who typically own growth don't always want to do the admin soft part. So I need to figure out which part am I going to keep doing and which part are they going to do. Yeah. But if we create a better funnel for this, I might not need somebody to take over the growth. I might be able to keep growing it the way I'm growing it in the meantime. If I needed to get 500 people in it this year, then obviously we would need a whole different tactic. Yeah. But we got 25 people in it on word of mouth, on Facebook posts with no conversion event, no ads, no affiliates, no referrals at all. So like if the goal is just to get 25 more people every 3 months, we could probably do that with what we're doing. And then once we get to 100, assess what our growth goal is year over year and how we're going to retain those 100 people as their annual rolls off. Yeah, agreed. But this helped because, I don't know. You know how it is. People get in your ear, you start having thoughts or whatever, and folks was like, are you ever going to make this monthly? And I'm like, why would you make a networking and friendship club monthly? Yeah. As an adult, when have you ever even liked somebody in a month? And I need about 3 months just to make sure I
yeah. And then it's the exclusivity. It's like, hey, it's the exclusivity. It's like, hey, if you want this, you're hitting the criteria, like that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let me ask you one last question before we wrap this up.
I hired a dude for it. He was doing the coaching program, and they've been doing it for a minute, like 30. They've been doing it for a minute, and it was like it's 10,000. They got a $10,000 level, $15,000 level. Yeah. The only way you can get in is paying full. Yeah. Like that's it. It was like ain't no. I'm like, listen. Like I do payment plans on this. It was like
payment plans. Payment plans are the payment plans are the devil, bro. Like they're. I get why people do it, and I'm a softie, so I've done it. But like, I'm built different. If I can't pay you, I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna make sure we have an agreement. Like I don't play with people and their money and their cash flow. Right. And the number of people who see that payment bounce and don't reach out and don't respond to emails and don't respond to DMs till you have some legal action, then all of a sudden they read your email. Yeah. It's like it's a lot. But like, thankfully, selling to affluent people, we have a payment plan. We out of 25, only 4 people took the payment plan. So to me, that lets me know the payment plan was not needed. Right. 100%. So when we open doors again, probably won't even bother with it because like it would not have changed the conversion of this launch at all. Mm-hmm. And yeah. Or if we do, it'll be real tight. Like this 2,000 right now is like 4 payments of like 500. Yeah. So it's not like a quarterly payment, like it's an annual commitment, and we front loaded getting all the money in the first 4 months instead of trying to chase money all year, because that's not a thing. But yeah, so that's my action step. My action step is to tighten up the funnel and like you said, get some type of onboarding, even if we can't do one-on-one calls right now. Because I don't know if I want to put 25 calls on this person's calendar, but even if we had group orientations, like something where people come in, they're new, and hey, here's the lay of the land, here's what we got going on. Like even if it was just like one a month, like hey, this the orientation call. If you missed it, if you already a member and you want to jump in it, that way it's not, you don't feel like you're trying to get oriented while you're also trying to get to know people and get the value of the program
100%.
in the same call.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Okay.
That's easy to do. So that's my goal. Because like I said, we could make this flagship for real,
Yeah.
like grow it. Like now you got me thinking about 200 people. I'm like,
Yeah. So let's do
that. 200 people would make this number kind of, because this is what I really want ultimately. On the million, I want 50% to be from one offer.
Mm-hmm.
When we do the million. Right now, my business is very spread out. It's like 25% live event and master classes. It's like 25% private coaching. It's like 20% group. You see what I'm saying? Like it's kind of even split. So nothing's really the star, which means we have to spread our marketing resources, which is inefficient.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to have something more efficient. And if this becomes, hey, 50% of our revenue comes from the club, well, then it's pretty obvious. If you want to grow the business, you just grow the club.
Yeah. That's it. And send me the updates when you get with your team on that. And I'm gonna send you. I got a little copy. I got some copy ideas. I'm gonna send you for the
Yeah. Help me out, because sometimes it's outside looking in. Yep. Like I forget that everybody ain't, like I said, everybody ain't warm and been following me forever. Somebody gonna watch this and be like, I ain't never heard this one before. Yep. You talk like she Facebook famous. I ain't got no clue who she is. Yep. And yeah, which is cool. I mean, I don't know none of the gurus that people drop name people that got 10 million Instagram followers. I'm like, I have no clue who that is. So, yeah. As soon as I make a little money off of it, you'll be the first to know.
Let's get it. All right. I appreciate you having on.
Bet.
So at the Strategic Scale Institute, it's designed specifically for business owners who are making $250,000 a year up to $1 million or more. We even have clients that are doing $2, $3, $4, $5 million a year who are looking to strategically scale their business without burnout, so they can actually work less hours and actually experience more profit and impact more people in a strategic, systemized way. If you want to know how we can actually work together, go to scalemadeeasy.com. Go to scalemadeeasy.com. Got a ton of free resources on that page, and you will see somewhere where you can actually click and schedule a strategic scale session so we can jump on the phone and talk about how we can potentially work together. So go to scalemadeeasy.com, and I'm looking forward to speaking to you soon. Hey, if you enjoyed this episode, you want to do two things. Number one, click below this video and go ahead and subscribe so you'll be the first person to know when we release new episodes. And number two, you want to click right here so you can check out the next episode. I know you're going to love that one as well. So go ahead and subscribe right now and then click right here to check out this next episode. See you in the future.